Welcome back to Lark Running UK. Today we are talking all things running drills. What are they? What are they good for? Why do we do them? Or why should we do them? So today I'm going to dive into that topic. Yeah, so firstly, let me preface this with, this is a topic I'm not an expert on, and it's something I'm just going to start to do now. Again, on the back of this year, with a few injury niggles, after obviously upping the intensity of my training this year, I've done a bit more research around kind of injury prevention and other elements of training that would help supplement my running. Strength and conditioning is one I've mentioned earlier, and something I'm going to do more of. And as part of that, I'm going to start to implement kind of running drills within my running. Probably have a mid or at the end of an easy run on the weekend when I've got time to add in the drills at the end of the session when the legs are nice and warm. So yeah, so today I'm going to go through the 7 running drills I'm going to start to implement on a regular basis as part of my running training, and obviously go through what they are, why I'm going to be doing them, and the benefits of running drills in general. So yeah, drop in the comments if you're a regular proponent of running drills, if you regularly do them, and the benefits you found. So yeah, drop them in the comments, I'd be curious to see them. But yeah, today, running drills. First off, why do them? So yeah, running drills, basically you're focusing on form and technique in terms of overemphasizing the proper running form and proper running technique, exaggerating it a little bit to try and train the body to run, I'd say, more efficiently and with better form and technique. You're focusing on efficient movements and coordination whilst doing the drills, and yeah, you're trying to develop that muscle memory in terms of firing the appropriate muscles for the movements. And just by doing them on a consistent basis, I say you're training that muscle memory and the body to fire those muscles when doing those movements. So yeah, let's go on with the drills. Yeah, so as mentioned earlier, these are the 7 drills I'm going to start to implement on a weekly basis, at least once a week. Maybe 2 if I can get them squeezed in. Like I said, I'm going to do them either mid-run or at the end of probably an easy run. Again, just to develop that muscle memory, that coordination and technique when the legs are nice and warm. So yeah, as I'm talking through these drills, I'll cut away to me actually performing the drills as a demonstration. So the first drill is lateral skips. This is working on your stabilising muscles, so not the major muscles involved in running, your abductor and adductor muscles. The muscles that aren't particularly involved in the actual movements of lifting and bringing your knees up and down, but they stop your legs splaying from left to right. So yeah, lateral skips obviously go both ways, left foot in front and then come back, right foot in front. And I tend to let my arms swing as I'm doing the drill, again just to activate the shoulders so they're not tight and stiff. So yeah, lateral skips is number 1, working up the hips and those stabilising muscles. Number 2, it has many different names, but I think it's most commonly known as Carioca, which I think is Portuguese, correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, this is an extension of the lateral skips. You start to cross your feet over, again works on that quick feet coordination. So you put your foot in front of the other, and then round the back, and then in front, and then round the back. It's like a skipping motion. Again, it increases the range of motion in the hips, and again continues to work on those stabilising muscles around the joint, wakes them up and gets you prepared for a run. The next 2 are probably the ones you've probably heard of if you've done any kind of research or any kind of knowledge around running drills. So yeah, the first one is the A skip. So again, this starts to work on those key muscle groups, so hamstrings and glutes. You're firing the major muscles up, and you're working also on foot strike as well when you land that foot. So yeah, the A skip, drive the knee up and then you drive it back down, and as it lands you tend to do a bit of a pawing motion along the floor to get that foot strike developed. Yeah, like I stated earlier, you're exaggerating the motions, start at a walking pace if needs be, to make sure you get the techniques nailed properly and the movements are accurate, and then build up to a skip when you feel you're ready to. Yeah, alternate legs, drive the knee up, drive it back to the floor, and a bit of a pawing motion at the end. So an extension of the A skip is the B skip, so a similar motion, similar movements, but this time rather than driving the foot straight up and then straight back down to the floor, you do a more natural but again exaggerated movement of drive the knee up and then extend the knee out, the leg out from the knee, and then bring it down in more of an arcing motion, a bit more similar to a natural running motion but again exaggerated. Yeah, and it allows you to exaggerate that pawing motion again on the ground and doing that foot strike as well. This is a bit more complex and one I kind of struggle with still. Again, I'm not perfect at these movements yet, I'm just starting out. Hopefully I'll develop my ability to do them a bit more efficiently and a bit more autonomously the more I do them, like everybody else. Number 5 is heel kicks. Now again, everyone's probably done these in high school or primary school. You do high knees and heel kicks. However, you normally just keep your knees down and just kick your heels up around the back. But for proper heel kicks, in terms of a natural running motion and more benefit in terms of actual coordination and efficient movements, you drive your knee up as you would normally when you're running, and then you bring your heel up directly underneath you rather than around the back. So yeah, drive your knee up straight and then bring your heel up directly underneath you to hit your top of your leg or your backside. And yeah, alternate legs. Again, start by walking. Again, not an easy movement because it's completely alien. You wouldn't normally bring your heels up that high when running, but as I said before, you're exaggerating the movements to ensure you get the full range of motion. The next one is high knees. Again, we've all done these either as kids or teenagers in our PE sessions at school, but yeah, have we done them since? We're all now adults running around putting loads on our bodies, but have we lost that muscle activation and coordination? But yeah, high knees. Again, so drive the knee up, alternate leg obviously, use your arm gait as well, drive the opposite arm up, be a knee nice and high, activate those hip flexors, and then again drive the foot back down to the floor with a little bit of force for the foot strike. And again, at this point now, we're now starting to load the muscles and the joints properly. So again, if you're going to do this pre-run, I would leave this towards the end like I've done. Even though it's a simple movement, you are loading the legs, so make sure they're nice and warm and loose before you do this one. Okay, and then drill number 7, last but not least, is the straight leg run. This is a bit of an extension from the B skips, but there's more of a focus on fast feet. So you don't bend your knees and you're literally kicking your feet forwards with completely straight legs. Again, working on quick foot motion and getting those feet back down as quick as you can. But yeah, a bit of an unorthodox motion, but again, the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. But yeah, focus on fast feet, get those feet moving nice and quick on the end of your straight legs. And again, try not to fall into the natural position of leaning back. Try and keep your body perpendicular, nice and straight, so your hips are straight like you will be when you're running. It's kind of a natural instinct to lean back because your legs are going forward straight. But yeah, try not to do that. So there we go, running drills in a nutshell. There are more you could do, but again, I think they're quite a solid block of 7 I'm going to start doing. And like I said, I'm a novice myself. I'm going to develop my abilities to do them as I go along, like everybody else. But yeah, hopefully I'll develop my running efficiency, running form, like anybody else that's doing them. But yeah, all the best with your running, happy running. Hopefully that was useful. I'll see you all on the next one.